Morning, I'm Martin Moran.
And I'm Laura Slick. A tragic case of domestic violence has brought an end to Worcester's murder-free year.
Police say a Worcester grandmother was murdered by her grandson in the city's first homicide this year. Newswatch 3's Mike Thompson has the story.
Prosecutors say 32-year-old Patrick MORRILL murdered 79-year-old THELMA Saturday night. Authorities say at about 9:30, MORRILL beat his grandmother with a tire iron.
Her head had been crushed by an instrument. Upon investigation, the police located this defendant, and after being advised of his so-called Miranda warnings, he gave a statement admitting to doing the act which caused the death of Mrs. L.LOHNES.
Thelma's body was discovered 24 hours after the murder in her third-floor apartment by her landlord. Thelma's sister arrived at the scene this afternoon, looking for information and trying to make sense of the murder.
She was the kindest, most considerate person, and she was so good to all of her grandchildren.
Patrick MORRILL and Thelma's other grandchildren had lived with her here in her Bedford Ave apartment off and on for years. But recently, Thelma became afraid of Patrick. She told her neighbor she didn't want Patrick around anymore.
You know, I was talking, I told her, I said, Thelma, you know, if you think you're going to have a problem, you know, I gave her my phone number. I call me downstairs, you know, and I'll come up, you know, or I'll call the police fire or something like that.
Police would not comment on a possible motive, but MORRILL is said to have been a drug user and short on money. Murder has torn apart the family. One family member called the case a double tragedy and said Patrick should get psychological help. For police, the case ends a period of 8 months without a murder in the city. In Worcester, Mike Thompson, Newswatch 3.
MORRILL was ordered held without bail. He is scheduled to be back in court September 14th.